G'day, Andrew from Lithium Valley Rocks Prospecting. How you going? I'm here at Donnybrook Gold today. Just waiting for my customer to come. Got a tour with a fellow YouTuber by the name of JimBobsSlimPickins. So I think I can hear a car, so switch the camera off and we'll go and see if we can catch him. So I'm here with Jason from JimBobsSlimPickins. How you going, Jason?
Yeah, good mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks. So you said you've been keen on coming here for a while.
Oh yeah. I heard ages ago that they had you were able to come here, but then he was trying to sell the property and you couldn't get on here, and now you've set it back up again.
Yeah, so the new owners, Roy and Jenny, I happened to ring them at the right time.
Is that Custard and Coast?
No, they lease out the cidery business, part of the business.
Yep.
So they're setting up a bit of a wedding venue and looking at restarting the tea room.
Okay.
And I was lucky enough to talk gold at the right time, and
nice.
so we've got the museum. Just open that door.
Solid structure.
Yeah. It needs a bit of repair. There's
a
bit of age showing.
A bit of oiling.
A few rabbits in the hole in the floor.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's not as much as there used to be. Is when the property was sold, a lot of stuff went to the museum in town.
Okay.
But we've got a bit of the history here.
In Donnybrook?
Yeah.
You went to there? Okay.
I haven't been in there yet.
Okay.
So there's the schematic of the main shaft, the venture shaft.
Where's the poppet head for that one? What?
That's that one outside.
Wow, the main one.
So that's the main shaft.
Sure.
Up there.
Yep.
And so it goes down to 445 feet.
Wow.
And then 3 levels. And that was mined 1900 or 1898 to 1903.
Okay.
And then for a period in the 30s.
Wow.
Until I think there was an accident there, it flooded and...
Sure. And there was something, it doesn't look like it, but I did hear that the grades got lower as they went deeper, but it doesn't really look like it.
The highest grade they got, I think, was in a pyritic zone up near the surface where there was enrichment from the oxidizing pyrite.
Yeah, sure. Turn into limonite and...
Yeah, creating like a supergene.
Yep.
And they were getting around
Wow.
an ounce a ton. Well, on here it says the best they got was an ounce a ton. Mostly it was about half, but they just chased the main load.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of smaller stuff running in between all of that.
If this was out in the desert, you could turn it into a decent sort of open cut.
Yeah.
It's not, it's in Donnybrook and it's high grade farmland. So.
Yeah, so they would go down 100 foot and then just...
Yeah,
right. And then it'll come back up again and they go down another 100 foot. Just...
Yeah. They didn't do any stoping in this mine. They did in some of the other ones.
Okay.
Over on the other side of the hill, and on one of the other hills is actually an open stope somewhere, or there was.
Okay.
But this, no, they just followed the edge of the fault.
Yep.
And chased that main rich.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. But after they got down below 100 feet, they were getting 25,000 gallons a day. They were pumping.
Pump out. With old pumps, very slow.
1900, that's pretty hardcore pumping.
For sure. Yeah, I've heard of that happening in a lot of older mines.
Yeah.
It gets closed because everyone went to World War II or whatever, and or flooding.
Yeah.
You can't get in there, and then
never came back.
But now we've got the technology to do it.
Yeah.
No worries at all. Yeah.
So awesome. A bit of the history here. I'll switch this off and save my battery.
Cool, mate. A lot of this is from down there.
This is all mine dump from down the Hunter shaft.
Yep. Wow.
So you can come and have a look.
Yeah, sure. Look at that. Wow. Or just different layers of it.
Yeah.
Little vugs everywhere.
That's sort of
look at that.
Pretty standard ore they would have crushed.
Wow.
That's some more of that
Because that's that.
fractured gneiss.
This is like the pyrite. They turn it
Yeah,
into limonite.
There's micropyrite crystals
Sure.
in all that's what gives that quartz that funny colour.
As it rusts, as it oxidises, it turns into
and it rusts out. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So what's been really great with this is having, you know, several hundred feet worth of samples from underground.
All right here.
Is when we go up on the hill.
Yep.
I've been trying to work out what the weathered high-grade ore looks like once it's been on the surface for a million years.
Okay.
So I can find it up there.
Yep.
Where it hasn't been touched, so there might be, you know, rocks with
So
decent gold in them.
had people been to that spot before? You went to a spot that an old timer had started scratching at, or what? How did you start up on the
I
hill?
started up on the spot up there because Roy took some gravel for a tank pad.
Okay.
And it made a flat area. I thought it was actually where they took the gravel from for the panning here.
Sure.
15 years ago.
But you
because it was an obvious loader
mark
and everything else was hand dug.
Okay.
So I thought, oh, this must be where they got the gravel from for down the bottom.
Wow.
So it must be good gold here.
Yeah.
And then later Roy said, no, I just took some dirt for my tank pad because I could get the tractor in. But I'd already started finding decent gold there.
Oh, wow.
And it was flat and I could stand there.
Yeah,
so
I know.
it made it easy to work.
In winter, you're not having to worry about the creek flooding.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to get up there when it's too wet.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's so much variety in these rocks here.
Yeah, it's just amazing, isn't it? Wow. So do you know where they were actually getting the dirt from 15 years ago then?
No.
Okay.
No.
I haven't found that one out yet.
No, we just...
So you've done all of these tests?
Yeah, I've done a few little
sampling,
tests.
sure.
Yeah, just here and there, but
Yep.
I haven't sampled like these guys did over here.
Yeah. This is just a big sample pit, is it?
No, it's a bit more than a sample pit.
Okay.
So a little paddling pool here.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Do a little panning station. Over here, Jason. So that's about 20 metres deep.
Sure.
I lowered my other camera down on a fishing line.
Yeah.
It spun around a bit and it makes you dizzy watching the footage. And the torch wasn't bright enough.
Is that the hanging walk?
That's a little vein running across,
sure,
yeah,
sure.
definitely. That might have been the original one that they chased down.
Yeah.
But you can see it's all clay.
Yes.
It's all oxidised,
Yeah.
broken down rock.
Yes. Yeah.
Next to the vein, or the main fault system, which is over there,
Yep.
which is just all these big chunks of
It
quartz.
is, yeah.
Whereas this is just down through relatively soft digging.
Yep.
With broken, sort of brecciated stuff and smashed up rock.
Yes.
So
So
that-
that shed down the hill
Yeah.
and just
So that goes down
Filled it
20
with
metres,
right.
and then I could see tunnels going off.
Okay.
Like they just were black holes in the wall because the torch wasn't bright enough to.
Sure. Wow.
So I'm gonna have to do that again.
Yes.
But yeah, that looked in fairly good nick.
Yeah. Considering it's all clay now, that could just break away, but it's really stable.
It's solid.
Yeah. Really stable.
So there's lots of these 100-year-old shafts in this
Sure.
clay type stuff
Yep.
that have perfectly smooth sides
Yeah, like that one.
and look like they were dug last week.
Yeah.
But there haven't been people around prepared to dig holes like that
No.
for like 100 years.
Yeah. If you don't have a machine, it's not getting
That's right, because we're all pussies now.
Yeah. It's not getting done anymore. So that could have been.
So I don't know if that.
3 metres or more. Maybe, who knows?
It has been dug out.
Have you played it down here?
No, I haven't gone into that one yet.
Speared it and whatever. So it's sort of, no. Well.
That dirt does look dug out of there, but it could also have a little bit of subsidence or something. But
sure.
Probably it's just that hole.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't a great deal of dirt up here, so.
No. You see, they've trenched over here.
Yep. No, of course, Stephen is chasing.
Yeah.
No, just in a straight line between the two.
Yeah.
So just cut the path.
Mostly this is the sandstone.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure.
It has all this fracturing through it.
Yep.
But then you get patches that have got a lot more iron.
Yeah, sure.
So there might have been a lot of pyrite sort of concentrated through there.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
So up there actually looks interesting. They all look interesting.
Yeah. There is patches of good red.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that, wow.
So there's good quartz veining up here,
Yeah.
outcropping, which is why this hill is the way it is.
Yeah.
It's because it's a quite resilient
It's very
sort of structure.
eroded between the little veins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can
A lot
see how
stronger
the
material.
quartz sort of strengthens the whole thing.
Yeah. And like there's a secondary stuff as well.
It's being fractured. Every time there was a fracturing event or a little earthquake,
Yep.
another set of spider veins would all crack open
Whichever
and
way it wants to go, yeah.
yeah, it would fault up.
Wow. Some of them are quite big.
Yeah. And then
Oxidization.
so the fluids block up those cracks as all the silica comes out.
Yep.
And then the pressure builds again. And then eventually the hydraulic pressure cracks the rock and up the fluids shoot,
Yep.
depressurise and drop out the minerals.
Right.
So it's finding those particular veins where the gold deposited.
Yes. So there'd be more oxidization in it?
Yeah, as you get over it, you'll see better
will,
stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a little
Yeah, you can't tell, you've just got to get
Yeah.
dolly sample it.
little dugout bit there.
Yeah. Quite a bit of oxidized limonite in that one. Yeah. Oh yes, that's some good.
But there's not nuggets here, but there's fern gold that's long.
Oh yes.
And they found hand samples that were quite rich with gold
Wow.
when they discovered the place.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they didn't pick up every rock here that might have a centimetre or two of 5mm like ribbon gold running through it.
Right. Wow.
So it's not been detected with
No.
modern mine labs.
Hasn't
So
been
I'm
24
sure there is stuff here.
Okay.
Right, there has to be detectable gold here.
Yep.
There's a lot of shotgun pellets.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a 100-year-old orchard in the southwest
Yep.
full of parrots. So there's lots of shotgun pellets and other things, but
Have you done any sampling? Or do you
Yeah,
know, so you know,
a
have you
friend-
got the numbers for that?
yeah, you can get the numbers on this off the WAMEX reports on
Okay.
GeoView. But no, they didn't get anything up here. It was very spotty on Mount Cara.
Right.
They didn't, that's why they only went in 36 metres at it.
Oh yes, sure.
And
Wow.
didn't really pursue it too much because it was quite erratic.
Yeah.
And when they drilled, they missed.
Oh yeah.
Well, they didn't hit
Just
anything
like
interesting.
Chasing opal, the same sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, the fault here sort of runs southeast northwest,
Right.
and you should drill diagonally across it and
Yes.
down.
Yep.
So
you can
if we're
track it
running
as it goes, yeah.
that way,
Yep.
where the camera's pointing, you should sort of drill
On that angle, yeah.
down through it.
Yes.
But they've drilled parallel,
Oh.
which is a bit odd.
Yeah, yeah. Because they're not finding. They should.
They
They do
didn't-
normally go.
yeah,
on
they
an angle,
didn't go
cutting through it.
cut through it. They
Yes.
went alongside it.
Yeah.
A
Yeah, right.
geo
yeah.
friend came up, had a pan with me, and he had to go at some of these sample holes, bags, and found nothing. But
Oh, right.
looked at the holes and went, "Why did they drill there for?"
Yeah.
Do a bit more trenching. We've got a trench there, shaft here. No, this was a full-size shaft. But when the next door neighbour redid the fence years ago, somehow the old fence ended up in there.
Accidentally on purpose, yep.
So I don't know what's worse, falling 20 metres to your death, or falling 4 metres and landing on star pickets and barbed wire.
Barbed wire and jagged broken logs.
At least I could see your body there.
So now there's shedding back down the other side.
Yeah, now it's coming back down this way.
Yep.
There's another trench there. There's more workings here. Then we've got my workings. So it's just started off where Roy took some dirt out with the loader for a tank pad. Yeah.
Looking again, aren't they?
So that, I'd say that's associated with that shaft over there.
Sure.
They were looking for the right spot to put it down. And I think here was probably still too rocky. And over there's in that broken clay.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
it
could
is
dig.
the same as the other shaft.
Yeah. And it's on the, it's sort of on the same line
Yeah.
with respect to the
Yeah, yep, for sure.
the thing. So they just come down here. So there's a bit of a bend in the fault which heads off. Yeah, here's some outcropping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that, that's big
Lots of
sample
iron.
that. Yeah, oxidised iron, yeah. Pyrites and stuff. That's very...
We'll find you some ironstone that is...
Yeah. Oh wow.
We'll find a bit that'll get you wet.
They must have been quite spectacular, some of these limonite veins when they were shiny pyrite.
Yeah.
Some of them just a thick veins in the sides of... If you were able to get down there while it was still shiny, wow, it would be spectacular.
Yeah. So the vein runs off that way. Just you can see by the ridge of the hill.
Yeah, with the fault line.
It goes straight across there.
Yep.
You got the quarry over that side, and all the other mines are over on the hill over there, and scattered across here.
Sure. There's been little shafts.
Yeah.
Trenches and things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Apparently there's one in this paddock that's just covered up with some logs or something.
Oh, right. Because there doesn't seem to be much sign of working down that ridge line. There's a little, maybe a bit of...
There is there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then there's a shaft at the next door neighbour's house.
Right.
The people who built the house years ago filled in a shaft with car bodies and stuff, and then built a house right sort of on top of it. And it's got a bit of subsidence problem near his garage. Like there's a 200-foot shaft filled with rusty metal and capped off with some dirt.
Big sinkhole.
Yeah.
Is this a new dam being built?
No, it's getting made bigger.
Oh yeah.
So.
Have you stuck your head over the fence and had a look at the...
Yeah. I went and spoke with Neil and
Yeah.
he said I could go and have a look in the bottom, and
Wow.
I was looking for the 14 grams a tonne alluvial streak that they were working back in the day, and I got some colours, but it's sticky, horrible.
Oh yeah, horrible.
But of course in summer there's water there.
So there's the redder colour, the darker material, but then where the loader is there, it gets to that hard, sticky clay.
Yeah, you want sort of the more kaolin-y pale clay,
sure.
the whitish stuff.
Yep.
Because these fluids came up through this sandstone,
Yep.
there's a lot of feldspar grains in the sandstone, so it kaolinised the feldspar grains.
Okay.
So a lot of the good gold was actually found in kaolin pipes.
Oh yes.
So where the fluids had altered the sandstone on its way up, and dropped the gold out in this white clay.
Yep.
So that's why I found, and Tom said that the better stuff is in that sort of whiter clay in this hill. And I've tested the orange stuff, and there's a bit in there, but the sort of whitey is better.
Wow.
So
my brother was told if you ever went detecting and seen an exposed kaolin pipe, to do not walk away from it and check it.
yeah.
So this fella that told him that must have found some good gold in them before.
Yeah. So
it's amazing how hard just a white clay is to get off a piece of gold though. As hard as a hard piece of ironstone stuck to it, it's crazy.
it's amazing how hard the white clay with this angular quartz is to dig in summer. It's just like concrete.
Wow.
So let's go back and
Yeah.
grab the car and come up and
Yeah, sure.
find some.
Yeah. Gold in the southwest of Western Australia. No such thing, eh?
No, there's no gold in the southwest. None whatsoever.
Yeah, we don't find any anywhere.
Those 5 creeks that I panned yellow stuff, it was all brass shavings that came off a steam train.
That's right, exactly.
And that silver metal thing that I found wasn't platinum. It was just a bit of solder.
Oh yeah, a bit of solder, that's
Yeah.
right. That was that comment. I just
Fell off the SpaceX rocket when it went over.
strategically placed for you to find.
2 feet underground in some clay
Sure.
and broken down bedrock.
Yeah, right.
Oh, what's that silver thing that's heavier than the gold? Really handy having an XRF.
So, yeah, it's expensive.
I can just X-ray it and say, oh look, there's 1% platinum in that lead. Because it was mostly lead, but lead and platinum alloy really easily,
Wow.
and are often found together in nature like that.
So the little scratching there, that's been done after you?
That was done last week.
Yeah, sure.
It's a new extra little spot that
You're testing?
Roy just came up with a tractor to
Okay.
take some dirt down the bottom, and he offered to dig a hole for me.
Yeah, wow. It's good on him.
He put the auger down in a couple of places too.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, you just sight, are you looking down? Oh, you're sampling each layer as it comes up, or what are you doing with the auger holes?
I was just looking to see
What's on the side?
I panned it out, and it was both times was orange clay that didn't have much in it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Potentially that could be at a layer too.
Yeah.
I heard that I had one guy on YouTube over the eastern states was saying he had this like big long Hessian tube bag, and that every foot they dug, that dirt went into the bottom of the bag, and then it was tied off.
Yeah.
The next foot went into,
Oh yeah,
and then
that's a
they'll
good
take
idea.
that away where the water is and sample it all.
Yep, that's a good idea.
Yeah, in the old days. I don't know if it happened everywhere. Good idea though.
So
Now we can
this
cut
whole
water.
hill, which connected over there, and then over that other valley to that other side,
Yeah.
and was probably 200 metres higher, of this crumbly sandstone and oxidising granite and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all full of fine gold, like really fine gold.
Yeah, but they didn't take it away. That would have been 200, and then
Yeah, no, I'm
shed.
talking over the last 100 million years.
Yeah, sure. It's broken back
And
down.
there's this great big creek flat down there that goes all the way under Donnybrook town
Right.
from this hill,
And that's shedding down there.
and the gold, a lot of it's so fine, you know, you have to pan it out 4 times to get it all.
Yes.
It just moves with the sand.
So there's
So-
a big placer field under Donnybrook.
There's, let's say they took out 10%.
Yeah.
They took the highest grade gold they could get.
Yeah, which they would have, the
And
price of gold.
let's say
they
that
had to
was
do it,
only
yeah.
10% of
Sure.
what was there.
Yep.
And so that was 67 kilos,
Okay.
right?
Wow.
So if that was only 10%, so maybe there's 700 kilos
Yeah. Shed down the hill.
so in the
Oh,
deposit,
yeah,
like in the
shed-
deposit.
Sure, yeah.
So how much is still here,
Mm.
and how much of it from all the 100 metres above us that's eroded away is over there down, like,
That's right.
right from here down Donnybrook, then down Preston River.
Yeah.
Where's the big fine gold placer?
Exactly. And also the normally the veins are richer at the top, aren't they? Like say in a quartz vein,
They can be.
you can be up there. So what people are finding detecting is like the big nuggets is potentially the top of the vein, and then the grades get lower on the way down. In some cases, I suppose, not in every case.
It depends how much erosion's happened on top too,
Sure.
and where
Yeah,
the boiling, the height, the fluids changed, and
It's a real rocky bar through there.
Yeah, there's granite intrusives.
Yeah, sure.
The heat, I think the heat that caused the epithermal fluids to move was a granitic intrusion.
Okay.
That sort of runs next to the fault.
Sure. Okay.
It's hard to get your head around. There was India on the west coast, and when that took off, when Gondwana broke up, there was a big rift that formed down the west coast of Western Australia where India was. So the Darling Fault's an extension fault. And so basically it's the side of a rift valley.
Yeah, sure.
And the other part of the rift valley is on the side of India.
Yeah, gone.
So there's a big fissure that opened up all the way down.
Yeah.
And all this flood basalt came out.
Right.
The Bunbury basalts. But this gold got in place after that volcanic activity by several tens of millions of years. So the heat that drove these fluids wasn't directly related to that volcanism.
No.
It occurred sometime after. But since you're in this sort of rifting volcanic area,
very close to that activity. Yeah.
maybe some structure got reactivated a bit later on and pushed up a little bit of heat and caused this little epithermal field.
Yeah. Continual.
But it's quite a narrow, small field.
That's right, for sure.
But the same conditions extended all the way along the scarp from Perth down to, the south coast, with this rifting and all this heat coming up from underneath the edge of the continent along this edge. So this can't be the only epithermal deposit, but it could have 30 or 40 or 50 metres of transported laterised cover over the top of it.
Yeah, it's just been shed down on
There's
top
been
of it
ice ages, there's been glaciers over the place, there's been in the middle of a supercontinent, then on edge, and then in the middle again, and
this far below sea level and then exposed with monsoon weathers and all sorts of stuff's happened.
I've got stuff from Bridgetown that you find in like abyssal plains on ocean floors in the deep, like peridotite and serpentinized ultramafics, and that is all stuff that comes from near ocean trenches,
and
mantle type rock, like
there was a
high nickel.
Do you know much about the Bridgetown? I can't find anything about it.
About Bridgetown?
The gold rush. There was a gold rush there. That's a small one maybe, but I can't. Donnybrook, you find stuff all over the place. I can't find anything about Bridgetown.
There was a little bit. What I know of isn't a rush as such.
Okay.
It was. They found a bit at Greenbushes.
Right.
They found some alluvial channels that ran even up to 2 ounces per tonne.
Wow.
There's a report in Trove of a guy with 250 tonnes of conglomerate running to 2 ounces to the tonne.
Oh wow.
And that just must have been the high grade bit out of the middle. But and then Smithfield, they found a bit of gold there. And just they couldn't find where it came from. They sampled all over the place, and the people said it was like the ground had turned to porridge and was mixed up beyond recognition or something like that.
Okay.
Because they'd followed up this hill and then it'd stop and then it'd start halfway down the next hill and then go over there, and they couldn't work it out at all. So this.
I wonder how the modern guys would, if they'd fare a bit better tracking that down.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
All right, so let's
the original.
Go up the hill.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, so Jace, how'd you go? You reckon you got more than a few slim pickings today?
Oh yeah, no, it was more than slim pickings. Yeah, excellent. It's amazing that you're not in a creek. You're up on the top of the hill. It's amazing.
Dig the dirt out and there's gold in it.
Yeah, just pick some of the loose out, make the dirt a bit loose, rake a few of the bigger rocks out, chuck it in your gold cube. Right. 2 runs and there's nice colour in there.
Yeah, some good bits.
There is. And your little pieces of dendritic.
Yeah, dendritic gold,
yeah. Wow, some nice little pieces.
Cool.
Yeah, excellent.
Shall we go and get some different colour gold?
I think
type
so.
of gold?
I think so.
Liquid gold?
Yes, definitely.
All right.
The Donnybrook
pub.
Nice.
We'll take our pan in
exactly
there.
where we're going. Show them our gold.
All right.
It's been excellent, mate.
No
Thank
worries.
you very much.
No, thanks
it's
for
been
coming.
awesome. Yeah,
Great.
good on you, mate. Like mustard powder, it's that
Yeah,
sort of
really fine yellow powder. Yeah. I can't remember where the door is. I think the bar door goes back there. There you go. Well, maybe it's there where he's going. I think it might be there.
Here we go. Couldn't even get into the pub.
Yeah, there it is. There you going. What do we got here? Better tip it out, eh? Tip that one in.
Righto.
Bringing some Donnybrook Gold into the Donnybrook pub. Probably been a while since
old timers have brought it in.
gold's been brought into here.
Yes.
Apart from the Bridgetown gold I brought in a while ago, but
This is Donnybrook.
this is Donnybrook Gold. Can suck it up without water. Yeah, you know what to do.
Wow, look at that. Good colour. I'll bubble them up a little bit.
Probably just suck some of that water up.
Sorry?
Get suck some of that water out.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah,
No, put this. Yeah.
yeah. Wow. Should I put it together a bit?
No, just get rid of half and 3/4 of that water. Some of the bubbles. I realised there's so much water in there.
No, mate. Cool. Such a tiny little container.
So I got that in an hour.
Wow.
It took me a week and a half to get through panning all of the 20 litres of gravel. All of the constant. But the actual grabbing of the 20 litre bucket took an hour.
Oh, wow.
I'll say it like that.
Okay, yeah, sure. Alright. Leave a little bit of the water in there, eh?
Yeah. Oh, how are you going?
Hello.
Got some gold in it.
Oh, sorry. It's
Oh,
in
yeah.
the shadow.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
What do you got on tap?
You got hand signature.
Yeah, that'll be. Yeah, I'll go find that. Do this.
Cool.
What I'm thinking is like, people can come do the tour,
Yes.
pan some gold, then come back and stay at the pub, have a beer, and then stay at the pub.
That's exactly right. Bring their gold in and show the barmaids. Exactly. Oh, yeah. You got it, have you?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Make it like a little rite of passage. when you
Yeah, that's right.
become a panner in Western Australia, you have to come to Donnybrook, get some Donnybrook Gold, come to the pub, show it off.
And get a beer. Nice.
Where'd you find it in the river?
No, at the old Goldfields Orchard.
Oh, okay.
Now,
So,
this.
cheers, man.
Oh, mate, yes, true.
Jim Bob.
Cheers. Cheers, mate.
Right now, we need to take a photo for